Good morning, students. Let us begin with another part of the third chapter of your geography book, that is water bodies. We had talked about oceans, seas, lakes, and now we are talking about river. So the river, we have finished talking about Amazon River, Nile River, and Mississippi River. Now we are talking about river Mackenzie. The river Mackenzie basin at an area of about 1.8 million kilometers square is the second largest river basin in North America after Mississippi River Basin. With snow melt and the breakup of ice in spring and summer, the Mackenzie River becomes laden with suspended sediments and dissolved solids. Its source is Great Slave Lake in Canada, and its mouth can be found at Beaufort Sea in the Arctic Ocean. 54 species of fish are found in Mackenzie River. Now Ganges River, that is the Ganga River. We know it is situated in India, our very own India. The river Ganga is about 2,525 kilometers long. It is formed from the water that melts from the Gangotri glacier in the Himalayan mountains. It flows through the countries of India and Bangladesh. When the Ganges reaches the Bay of Bengal, which is the part of the Indian Ocean, it forms a delta. And delta is one of the biggest in the world, and the soil there is very, very fertile, means the crops can be grown. The Ganges river system includes three large rivers, that is the Ganges, the Brahmaputra, and the Meghna. Because its soil is fertile and because of the broad delta, the Ganges River is the backbone for agriculture in northern India and in Bangladesh. Its chief crops include rice, sugarcane, lentils, oil seed, potatoes, and wheat. So very, very important river for India. St. Lawrence River, it connects the Great Lakes of the Atlantic Ocean. So you remember the Great Lakes, a mixture or combination of combined of 5 lakes. Starting from the eastern end of the Lake Ontario, it flows out towards the ocean. At the very end, it gets wider and turns into the Gulf of St. Lawrence. Today, it is one of the busiest international trade routes in the whole world. People also use the river for hydropower, creating electricity from the river currents. Rhine River is Central and Western Europe's second longest river, and it's around flows 11,233 kilometers from the Swiss Alps to the Netherlands and eventually into the North Sea. The Rhine River watershed is about 1,85,000 kilometers in size, and the basin includes Luxembourg, Italy, and Belgium. Then comes the Indus River, which flows through the heart of Pakistan, far most its length. And you might have learnt about the Indus River in your Indus Valley Civilization history classes. So, and it is a very important river when we can talk about civilizations, the upcoming civilizations. It is the 22nd longest river in the world and the 9th longest in Asia. It begins in Tibet and flows through India and Pakistan to the Indian Ocean. The river is fed by glaciers, snow melts, and the tributaries, and it floods during the monsoon. But the area is shrinking, the river is shrinking due to the extreme use of river in irrigate crops in the valley. And the river and the delta are homes to many species, and the unique species, that is one of the endangered species also, the Indus River dolphins. Then comes the Danube River. It is the longest river within today's European Union and the second longest on the continent. The Danube River originates in Germany's Black Forest and it flows in the southeasterly direction through Central and Eastern Europe towards the Black Sea. It flows through 10 modern-day European nations: Romania, Hungary, Serbia, Austria, Germany, Bulgaria, Slovakia, Croatia, Ukraine and Moldova. It is a very important transport route for the whole of Europe, and it is also called the Corridor 7 of the European Union. Since the opening of the Rhine-Main-Danube Canal and the Danube-Black Canal, Sea Canal, the Danube links the North Sea and the Western Europe with the ports of the Black Sea. Then comes the Ob River. Ob River is in Western Siberia and is considered as the longest river in Russia, and it is formed by the confluence of Altai, Bia and Katun, and the river flows into the Kara Sea, forming a bay known as the Ob Bay. The Ob River serves as a major navigable waterway and one facilitating the transport of cargo from the interiors of Russia to the prime trade centers